Hello and welcome to tonight's stream. We're not really going to be doing much gaming, and I know I know a little late for those who might be following. A little late, just had some family visiting and had to set up some stuff and, look at all the updates regarding the ban list and some of the other news regarding the Digimon TCG and the Gundam TCG, which will come out later this July. So let's go to the. Now, it hasn't been. Bandai has not. Oh, wrong webpage. Bandai has not officially updated their website just yet with the Digimon card game in regards to the ban list, but they did show it on the stream during the World Championship. So let's take a look. So can we zoom in? I might just have to save the image here. Probably look at it. Is there a way I can zoom in on it? I want to zoom in on it. I want to zoom in. Let me zoom in. Can I zoom in? Yeah. Shouldn't it be like a zoomification button or something? Not sure how that looks there. Yeah, it's just about the same, really. Is there a way that I can just look up this image? Whatever. I'm sure everyone can see what the cards are. And the browser is in front of my face. Let's minimize that a little bit. There we go. That's a little better, I suppose. Can I, like... there we go. That's better. Slightly better. Okay, so we have Matt Ishida from BT3 banned. You know what? Let's just open up the Bandai, the Digimon card game. Let's just go to the Bandai TCG site because we can just look up the cards individually from there. Language. Why can't I see the language? That's weird. That's very weird. It's never done that before. Okay, let's try refresh. That's weird. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Alright, and we want Digimon. Here we go. Let's go to others. Go to the card search. Card sets. That's gonna take a while. Can't we just... We'll just type in the name. Here we go. Oh, I forgot that got reprinted. Well, the reprints don't matter now. So we have the... Double check. Yep, it is the BT2 Matt Ishida. Start your turn as a memory fixer, and on play, return one purple Digimon card or option card from your trash to hand. So, a lot of people were going on discussing that this card was going to be hit due to the engine and the loop it created with purple hybrid. I almost said blue. Purple hybrid with Velgramon and the Duskmon engine, and the fact that it was able to just recycle the I think it was Velgramon. Velgramon recycles the tamer from the trash, allows you to play it, and then the mat gets you back the Velgramon or the Duskmon, whatever piece you need, and all you need is one, and you would just be able to recycle the combo over and over and over again, getting what you need for your setup, and it was pretty strong. I'm very surprised that it got banned. I thought it was going to be restricted to one, but that wasn't the case. Apparently, it wasn't just Purple Hybrid that abused this card very heavily. It was, I guess, a lot of purple decks were just using it for the recycling, and it really helped. So, guess that's the reason it'll get hit. And once they update the main website in regards to the reasoning behind the hits on the ban list, that's what Bandai usually does. So I'm sure later in the week, after the announcement, they'll update the website within a few days just to have a more detailed reasoning and explanation as to why these cards were hit. All right, so what do we got next? We have the band pair. We have a brand new band pair. Shoto and Mother. So let's start with Shoto. If it loads. And here we go. So it is the EX7? Yeah, the EX7 Shoto. So let's start with this tamer. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory at the start of the main phase. By suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon gains Piercing and Blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. If it has the Vortex Warriors trait, it unsuspends. We're going to ignore that last clause there. It's the first part. So here's the design flaw with this card, which a lot of people complained about it. By suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon. One of your Digimon. Let's look at the details here. Just highlight here. Hopefully people can see that. One of your Digimon gains Piercing and Blocker. Now, the Piercing with this pair doesn't really matter, but the Blocker is a huge design flaw with that because it's not just Vortex Warriors or Avian or Bird. It's any Digimon. So, with that being said, let's look at Mother. $15,000 DP, Mother D-Raper, no level. Let's look at the details here. And we're just gonna, let's see. We don't need to look at that clause. It's just the... We don't need to worry about that one. We don't need to worry. It's the first clause. Okay, all turns. This Digimon can't attack and isn't affected by your opponent's effects. Period. Combine that with the Shoto. You have a... by your opponent's effects. Just to clarify, only by your opponent's effects. So your own effects can do stuff to it. So combine that with the Shoto from EX7, you basically have this giant wall of a blocker that's practically immune to everything. There was one person in my locals who would play this on a regular basis. It is very hard to get around. For a lot of decks, this can be very difficult. For some, not so much. If you have something with higher DP, and if you have Raid, or an effect that allows you to attack unsuspended Digimon, that would get around this. Or, you know, you have an effect that you just keep your opponent's Shotos suspended, or you prevent them from suspending their Shotos, then this won't do anything. But it's a very nasty... It was a very nasty pair. I wouldn't say it was... I'm not sure if it topped. If it was topping a lot of tournaments, but it is a pretty annoying and unfair combo to go up against. Because, again, you just... The Shoto just gives it blocker, and it's just... And a Digi-Egg does count as a Digimon, because you are breeding it out from the raising, and it's just not really great. You just have this blocker that's immune to everything. And you can't do anything about it unless you are able to find some way to swing into it. And you have higher DP. So that's why a lot of people expected that. And there was no way they would have banned or restricted either card because, one, you need Shoto for Vortex Warriors. And that's new stuff because they're trying to promote Liberator and he's the main character. They don't want people to not be able to use the deck or not be able to use all the cards for that deck because card players are just figuring out stupid ways to combine cards into decks. And then you need Mother in order to play D Reaper, so you can't make that deck unplayable. And they didn't ever announce any new support. So, yeah, that's why the pair restriction is the best thing to go. That was a lot that people asked for. It was just really annoying to deal with. All right, let's see. So we got going back to the mat really quick. The mat, this was our second banned card in the history of the whole game. There has not been another banned card since Mega Digimon Fusion. And that was back just before BT7 dropped. When was that? That was around BT7? So that had to have been maybe 3 years ago? 2022? Yeah, that had to have been 2022. I think that was 3 years ago when this card got hit. Or when Mega Digimon Fusion got banned. And now we have our first Tamer that's ever been banned. So, alright, so we have an option card that's been banned, a Tamer that's been banned. Eventually, wait down the line, there's probably going to be some horrible design flaw with a Digimon card. And they're going to have to actually ban a Digimon at some point. Because there's going to be some broken combo in the future. All right, so let's look at our restricted cards. So we have 8 cards. So I'll just pop this up. I guess I should have opened like multiple tabs just to make this easier. I can't do it now, but if it loads. All right, there we go. Blinding Ray and Blinding Ray. There we go. Blinding Ray. Details, in case if you can't see the card text. Trash the top card of your security stack. Gain 2 memory. Very simple. No security effect. But it's with certain yellow decks or cards that do run yellow in it, or decks that do have yellow in it, it's pretty strong. Like, you had the Kiaromon with, I think that was back in BT14 or BT15. You trash the security, you gain a memory. Or no, Kiaromon was jamming. I'm sorry. Because people were running that in some 3 great angel decks, like the Anjumon deck. And let's see. And then you had the combination. I can't remember if people were running that in 3 great angels. Maybe they were, because you're always going through your security. But yellow players always manipulate the security. So you combine that with, I think you can, the new Alphamon support just came out, so I have yet to see somebody who is going to try something like that, because there is yellow, it's black and yellow, you could do that. But if it was the one most abusive combo people were using this in, it was Magnamon X. The Magnamon X decks. Because you trash the security, or when a security gets removed, the Magnamon kicks in, and it becomes immune to everything. Really? I have to just type Magnamon? Okay, so going to the Magnamon card here. Alrighty, so we're just going to go into the details. Really fancy card. You have the Digivolving effect and unsuspend it. And here we go. Here's the all turns effect. When a card is removed from security stack, you may activate one of these Digimons when Digivolving effects. Go to the when Digivolving section. If Magnamon X Antibody or an Armor Form trade cards in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP and isn't affected by your opponent's effects. That includes options, tamers, Digimon, the works. So, the only thing that gets around it is, I've learned, the one thing that did get around this specific card is Collision, because it has inheritable blocker. I learned that the hard way. I was playing against a Dorogoromon player, and that's when I found out. So, yeah, Collision is like the one key weakness to this card, to Magnamon X. But that was the combo a lot of people were abusing with it. And I mean, for me, it doesn't really. I play Magnamon. I'm a huge Vmon fan. So I have Imperial, I have Virus Imperial, I have Magnamon. Yeah, it was pretty strong with the Blinding Ray. I remember this one time I was going up against a Kazuchimon player. They took away my security checks from my Magnamons, and I top decked into my Blinding Ray. I had two of them on board, so I just played it, trashed the security, and bam, they just lost all that security minuses, and I was able to go in and finish them for game. So, yeah, pretty strong. Pretty strong. Combo. That's probably one of the major reasons why they don't want people continuously being able to proc Magnamon on their turn, so it gives them players a higher chance of making their ace plays to beat the Magnamon. So, yeah, there's that. However, for me, I was only running 2 copies anyway, so didn't really bother me as much. So I'll just take out one Blinding Ray and swap it out for, I don't know, an additional memory boost or a training. Okay. Extra consistency? That's fine. I'll go with that. Extra searching, extra reduced cost or memory, I'll take it. That's fine. Doesn't hurt the deck too much. You only took out one card for me. So, alrighty, let's go over another combo. Jack Raid. Jack Raid. Let's go down here. Also not much here. Main, for every 10 cards in your trash, gain 1 memory for a 0 cost. The same thing with Blinding Ray. That was a 0 cost option. But it also has the security effect. It's the same as Hammer Spark. Gain 2 memory. So, yeah, I can win you games. And people running this at level 4. I think Necromon was abusing it. I mean, look, you got Ghostmon there. It's a card made for Necromon. And a lot of purple decks were abusing this pretty heavily, especially the option-based heavy ones like Lilith Loop. I definitely remember people were manipulating Lilith Loop with this card. Because you can Lilithmon allowed you to get it back and just keep playing it again. It was just insane. And then I think Velgramon was also abusing it. I'm not sure. I think Purple Hybrid was abusing this card as well. Because, because the mat would be able to give that back. You get that back from the trash. So, yep, there's a reason why this card needed to be hit. Because Purple was doing too well yet again. A lot of Purple decks were abusing it. So, those are at least specifically the 2 I can really think of on the top of my head that were really abusing the card. I didn't really watch the world matches. I just kind of skimmed it. And from what I saw, we had a Virus Imperial versus a Kuyamon. And I think the other one was, I think we saw a Galaxy Loop versus the regular Imperial. I think I might have had mixed up. I know you had regular Imperial and you had Virus Imperial against Sukuyamon, and the other one was, it was some Galaxy engine. I know I saw the red and blue, so it was definitely Galaxy. I just didn't get to the part that I saw what the top end was. So I just kind of skimmed it today. Mostly I'm just going over the ban list. So yeah, this card was pretty strong in that deck. Let's see, what else we got here? Yes. The boy that everybody wanted to get hit so much. Galgamon players, I know some of you are crying, and some of you are, rejoicing. Not gonna lie, I actually feel a little rejoiceful now, because this card, it was around for far too long. BT11 format. That was back in 2023, so a little over 2 years ago. Yeah, because I think BT11 came out in March 2 years ago. Yeah, I think that's right. So about 2 years. The card's been around for far too long, and then when it got the BT13 support, it got even better. And then it got new support from EX5 from last year that had the Grace Nova support. And then people were topping this in the Galaxy engine loop. So let's go down here. So Return when you're level 1 Digivolving. Return when your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to its hand. If no Digimon turn to its effect, your opponent adds the top card of their security stack to their hand. And then this is the part that made the card really annoying that a lot of people hated. When an effect adds cards to your opponent's hand, gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your opponent's hand. Now, a lot of people would just be like, oh, okay, simple enough. All right, I just have to make sure I have less than 4. I just need to make sure I have either less than 8 or 4 cards in hand. And that's how you play around it. Before, that's how it was. Before it got the new support with the Galaxy Engine loop and with the EX5 Galgamon, because it not only did it give it the inheritable jamming, but you can also search for it, and it also bounces cards. And the way that people would just play Mirage is it would just, if it's pure Mirage, people would just find a way on their turn to forcibly add cards to their opponent's hand so they can just keep proccing and going off. And then you combine that with the Thomas, so you can with the burst mode, so you can just keep all those cards just added to their hand. They're going to be gone because of Galgamon burst mode. So this card was pretty annoying. I remember when I did Ultimate Cup a couple years back, back when they had that restricted rule where you can only build your deck based around a specific color as the base. I went up into a Mirage Galgamon matchup. I was playing Armor. I swung, and I had the inheritable. If this Digimon has jamming, draw a card. And when I was attacking, they already had the Mirage out, and that effect triggered, and it passed turn. And they stole the turn from me. So that's how I learned about what Mirage can do the hard way. And it is really, really annoying. And it sucked even more if Mirage players got multiple copies of these out on the board. So they were just memory looping, which that should not be a thing that Blue should do. It really should not be a thing that Blue should do. And also the fact that it punishes you for just doing one of the most simple things in the game. Adding cards through either searching or drawing. And there's a lot of eggs that allow you to draw a card if you meet a certain condition when attacking. There's a lot of consistency cards in decks, and the fact that this one Digimon just punishes people for that, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to steal the turn from you. So it's this card, a lot of people wanted this card to get hit so much. I remember at Card Fest a couple of months ago, there were people holding up signs during the stream of wanting Mirage to be banned. I mean, well, it didn't get banned, but at least it got restricted to 1. So Mirage players, you can't really abuse this anymore in your Galaxy Engine. I mean, if you find the one of, if you still want to keep playing it, and you get the one of, all right, you get the one of. Congrats. The only other problem with it, because now it's a one of, it's either you're going to see it, or you're not, because it might get stuck in security. If it's in security, your deck isn't really going to do much without this thing. But yeah, Mirage, so a lot of prayers were answered with that one. The pair restriction with Mother and Shoto and the Mirage Galgamon from BT11. A lot of people really just wanted that card to go. Let's see. And then we had, so I guess a lot of people are just going to settle for, I forget, what did the old one do? That was from BT4. Gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your opponent's hand. Okay, that's fair. At least it's not all turns. This Digimon is unblockable. Okay. And then we have the BT13 one. It has evade, so it won't die. Okay. Return one of your opponent's Digimon, or return one of your opponent's tamers to the hand, so it has slight tamer removal. When effect adds cards to your opponent's hand, you may play 1 Thomas from your hand without paying the cost. So you get to take out one of their tamers, and you get to play a tamer for free. So that's not bad. I guess people can find a new way to play the deck with that. But it really, this really just took out the main combo piece of Mirage decks. Next up, yes, the other doggo. Oh, one R. It's the BT7. Is it the BT? I think it's the 16 one. It's this one. BT. Oh, it is BT17. Ah, yes, the purple doggo. Fenry Lugamon. Let's see. Digivolve with level 5 with SOC trait, cost 3, versus any red or purple level 5 for a cost of 3. Let's see. If Edgy now sees in this Digimon Boosters card, here we go. This is the card that, really allowed those OTKs. I guess a lot of people just wanted Fenry to get hit for a number of reasons. When Digivolving, if Eiji Nagasumi is in this Digimon's Digivolution card, you may play one Fenry Lugamon or Kazuchimon from your trash without paying the cost. So, before 2.5, people had to compensate by trying to get Kazuchimon to the trash as quickly as possible, and people would be running either, I think, probably a full playset of it, four copies of it, just so they can see it and get it in there. And the problem was with Fenry at the time, before 2.5, you didn't have a way to search Kazuchimon because it was a green-yellow and, well, yellow-green. I mean, it's yellow and green. It just, it was hard to make it. And then when the new support came out with Seeker's traits, that just made it a lot easier and allowed the deck to just, bam, wombo combo, unga bunga, just all the craziness. And then there was just immediately go into the DNA because the Fenry Takamikazuchi would trigger when it's in the trash, and it just allows you to go into this gigantic stack. Let's see, and then there was the other part. At the next end of your opponent's turn, return the Digimon. Oh, no, that's not the part. Here we go, all turns. Once return, one of your Digimon or Tamers that have the SOC trait or Pulsemon in their text is played. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1000 TV. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Oh, no, it was the Inheritable. That's what it was. Digivolve effect. Here we go. Yeah, this was the other part. While this Digimon has Fenry Lugamon, the Inheritable. While this Digimon has Fenry Lugamon in its name, the turn end condition is the opponent having 3 or more memories. So you have a memory fixer, it's not going to matter. And then when the Takamikazuchi would come out, you may have given your opponent a whole load of memory, but the effect on Takamikazuchi, let's just go back to that for a moment. That's the... No, I need the other one. This one. Request timeout. Oh, come on, don't give me that. Come on. Spinning wheel of death. Give me what I want. Request timeout. Oh, for crying out loud. No! Why? Freaking... You gotta love it when you're trying to go over stuff and then you just end up... Hold on, let's make sure the server's not down. Freaking AT&T, I swear. Okay, server went down. Great. Oh, here we go. So it came back up. Try again. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, boom. What's that? All right, so Fenry Lugamon. Takamikazuchi. DNA Digivolution, cost 0. Trash your turn. When one of your level 6 Digimon with Pulsemon and text is played, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into this card. So the Fenry would bring out the Takamikazuchi from trash, and then, bam, that triggers. You go into the thing. When Digivolving, your opponent did minus 6 to the 10,000 piece, so it's got removal. If you need, and here's the part that made the card really ridiculous. If DNA Digivolving, you may set the memory to 3 on your opponent's side. Then, if a Tamer card... let's highlight the rest of it. So, we're going to highlight the whole thing. Then, if a Tamer card is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory and recover 1 from your deck. So that means you set your opponent to 3, you put it at 2, and the Fenry Lugamon Inheritable goes off, and your turn will continue, and you're able to keep going in, taking out a whole buttload of security, and just OTKing your opponent. So that a lot of people originally thought the Baumon was going to get hit because its effect was not once per turn where you trash a card and you're able to Digivolve. A lot of people thought that was going to be hit, but I guess Bandai realized that wouldn't make Fenry Lugamon decks. That would have made Fenry Lugamon decks completely unplayable. So this was the next target, and I'm in agreement with it. I've tried it myself. It's pretty ridiculous and stupid when you get to it. So it's understandable why they hit that card. So both the doggos. That's a very, very heavy hit. All right, next up. Kazuhamon. Or Kazuhamon. Yes. The target for Towel Loop. Details. This card is also treated as having Sakuyamon in its name. When digivolving, you may use an option card with a cost of 5 or less in your hand without paying the cost. So you just play those green, that one plugin, I forgot what it was called. It's the green one, which allows you to evolve by reducing it by 3. So basically, you're able to go into it for free, which I think this is, yeah, it's a 3 cost over yellow or blue on a level 5. And then you have your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with 2 or more play cost, you may play one Talmon or one level 4 lower Digimon or blue Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So, and then we gotta go into the Talmon, the new one that just came out. Talmon Ace. Let's see, Blast Digivolve on play. And when Digivolve, if it's your turn, you may use a single color, use 5 cost or lower option card from your hand without paying the cost. If it's your opponent's for the turn, give one to Digimon Security +1. It can't activate when Digivolving effects. It's mostly this part. It's this part. Because then you get the Talmon out again. You get to evolve. You get to... we need to look at the plugins here. Oh, and also an inheritable. While your opponent gets minus 4,000 DP for turn when attacking. That doesn't matter. So we need to look at the plugin cards. So this is the main card that Sakuyamon players would run. Let's see. So let's go to details. While you have a Tamer in play, you must use this card. You can use this card without main color requirements. Let's see. Main, draw 1 card from your deck. Then you may Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand that can Digivolve for a Digivolution cost of 3 or less without paying its Digivolution costs. And because the Talmon and the Kazuhamon will allow you to play these options for free, you're getting free evolutions, and this also allows you to go into the Ruin mode. Oh, what was the other one? We had Recharge plugin? What did that do? No, it wasn't that. No, we got that with the jamming. What did this one do? Yeah, no, that's not it. The blocker reboot? No. What was the Recharge plugin? Digivolution card. This is going to be deleted battle. Battle protect. Yeah, it's mostly just this. Digivolution plugin S. It's mostly just that, because then you can just climb and just keep rebuilding your stack. Not only that, but this would allow you to go into... You know what? I'm just going to... This will make it easier. There we go. Just easily climb into Ruin mode and evolve into it for 2. And then, you can either do... And then if you swing with it on the same turn, that's like neg 10k to your opponent's board until the end of their turn. Or if you're able to somehow... I guess some Sakuyamon player or Talmon players were able to just get into 2 of these on the same turn. So that's like a whole buttload of DP that they can do for even more. So, yeah. Kazuhamon, that is a very understandable reason why they need to hit the Talmon loop. I never actually ended up going up against it. So... But I heard how pretty degenerate it was, so I guess, Bandai wanted to put a stop to that. So, especially with this guy. Shine Greymon Ruin mode, not fun. Not fun. Even with just a regular Sakuyamon deck, I mean, I went up against somebody at my locals this past week, and they played Sakuya, and they managed to see the Ruin mode off of a search, and bam, they went into it for so cheap, and I had all the pieces I needed to play the game, but as soon as that came out, couldn't do anything. Couldn't raise, couldn't play anything, because I didn't have anything that was 5,000 DP or less, and at that point, I just lost the game. I just could not do anything against that. So even regular Sakuyamon, it's pretty strong because of how frequently you can just keep playing those options for free and recycling them. All right, well, who else do we got? We have, oh, these two, the promos. I am actually surprised that these were on the list. I thought they would have hit the other ones. Because it allows you to go into your wombo, especially with red hybrid. This allows you to go into the wombo combo a lot more. But no, they decided to hit this one. So this was the original promos. I think they were in the box toppers that came out around. What was this? This was BT. I think it was, yeah, BT4, because that's when the hybrids came out. That was BT4. So let's see. Your turn, when Digivolving into an Ancient Greymon in your hand, reduces Digivolution cost by 2. That was the Inheritable. That's if you go up the full line. We need the... Wait. Did they not throw in the... Oh. They didn't put that in there. Okay. I guess we'll just have to go by here. So, when attacking, this Digimon can Digivolve into an Ancient Greymon in your hand for a memory cost of 2, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. If it does, delete this Digimon at the end of the turn. Now, with the 2.0 support that came out, you can abuse it with the Takuya Koji Tamer, which at the end of turn, it would be able to attack. And since that would proc first, this effect would miss timing. So that means you get to warp into your Ancient Greymon, swing for big, just one massive red punch to the face, and you'd be able to keep the darn thing. So this was a pretty crazy combo, and also the fact that you can just jump from a level 4 to a level 6 that strong, that quick, it was absolutely nuts. And the fact that you can actually stack more sources underneath it because it's hybrid. So, and then, speaking of which, we'll go into the Ancient Greymon here. That's the BT-72. We need the old one. Here we go. So, Ancient Greymon, also from BT4. For each Digimon discards Digivolution cards with Greymon in its name, or other than Dorogreymon, Bring Greymon, or Dex Dorogreymon, or Dorogreymon, or hybrid in its form, this Digimon gains security +1. This Digimon checks one additional security card. On deletion, you can play one level 4 Digimon card from your hand without paying a cost. It's mostly the first effect, the fact that it gets security +1. So if you have a bunch of hybrids underneath this thing, you are punching for big. And the Inheritables even made this thing stupider, so it's like nothing's going to be able to hit this or kill it in security. So, yeah, that was the reason that probably... And I guess because they were combining it with the other promo Agunimon, or not the promo, the BT-17. Wait, was it BT-17? Yeah, BT-17 Agunimon. Which can practically do the same thing. It just requires one extra step with the Digivolution to go into the Burning Greymon, and then it allows you to go into your Ancient. That gave it another way you can just warp into the darn thing and just go unga munga for big. And that's why I guess they had to hit that. And then we're going to go... It's kind of the same thing with Garurumon, Ancient Garurumon as well. Now, this was the old one. People really don't play this one anymore. We're just going to go to the new one, because the current one from BT-17, that's the better one. So, oh yeah, that's right. The BT-17, Ancient Grey, and Ancient Garurumon can Digicross, but we're not talking about that. Let's see. On play, when Digivolve your turn, when your opponent's lowest Digimon with the lowest level to the hand. Your turn, once per turn, when effect adds cards to your opponent's hand, kind of Mirage Galga thing. Your opponent adds the top card of the security stack to the hand. On deletion, you return one Tamer card and one Hybrid Trait Digimon card from your trash to the hand. Then you may play one Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. So it was mostly the first effect because it just allowed you to just keep going into it and then just trashing or just bouncing your opponent's security, so no security effects at all. And there aren't really any security effects that when stuff gets bounced. Gray Sarist, thank you for joining the chat. I appreciate it. Hope you like the stream so far. And the reason for that, going back to Ancient Garurumon, we gotta go to the Lobomon here. Basically the same reason with the promo Agumon. It practically does the same thing. When digivolving, you can digivolve into Ancient Garurumon for a memory cost of 1. I think it was 1 less versus the Agumon. Ignoring stage evolution credit, if it does, leads to... And then the same rules apply if you have the Takuya Koji Tamer from 2.0. It has the end of turn effect where the Digimon can attack, and it bypasses the deletion effect, so you get to keep your body on board, depending on how you play it. So, I forget, did the Agumon say... Is it 1 cost... Is Lobomon 1 cost less than the Aguni? Yeah, it's 1 cost less. Okay, but yeah, the fact that it allows you to just go into the darn thing and just bam! Just like that. And it allowed just too much. The fact that these two promos, it gave you an alternate route to warp into your Ancients with both of these decks. It's pretty strong. So I guess, I mean, I don't recall seeing a lot of people still running these. I didn't really see that much blue hybrid as much anymore versus, you know, red hybrid, because it has so much support. I didn't really see too many people running this version anymore, because they were favoring the BT17 one, but I guess the cards are still too new to hit them, so I guess that's why they had to hit the old promos. And then, last but not least, wrong button, we have the Stingmon from the starter deck. A lot of people were guessing that this card was going to get hit. Well, no, not the card. People were guessing Imperial Dramon was definitely going to get hit. They theorized that it was going to be the Tamer. Some people said, at my local, some people said it could have been Pyildramon, because that's a pretty strong level 5, being able to suspend your opponent's entire board, and if you DNA'd into it, they can't unsuspend. That's a pretty strong level 5. But people said the Tamer, because the Davis and Ken, when you digivolve into a blue or green, suspend it, gain a memory, and if you DNA'd, you trash 3 sources, any 3 sources from your opponent's Digimon. It's pretty crazy. So the text, when you play this card when you would play this card from your hand, if you have a blue Digimon in play, reduces play cost by 1. So it's normally a cost of 4. But yeah, it's reduced by 1 if you play from hand and you have a blue Digimon on board. But I think the biggest reason is it's the inheritable. When attacking, if you have a blue Digimon in play, which you always would because your top end, being Imperial, is blue and green. So you're always going to have that blue Digimon. Draw 1. And the thing here is that the when attacking effect inheritable on this Stingmon is not a once per turn, unfortunately. So, yeah, it gave you a lot of draw power for blue-green Imperial, and you're basically going through, like, half of your deck. It has a lot of draw power. I play, again, as I mentioned before, I'm a huge Vmon player. I play both versions of Imperial. I play Magna. All Force not much, because I don't have all the cards for it. But I love 0-2. I love Imperial. I love Vmon. That's my personal opinion. But a lot of people just... I guess a lot more people were abusing this card. I preferably think the BT12 Stingmon is better, because combine that with the BT12X Vmon, you gain the extra memory when you DNA, and you can just keep looping that because of the partition in case you lose your Digimon by an effect somehow. And also, you had other drawing effects as well. You had the Demi-V, both Demi-Vs. You had the BT12 one, where if you have a green Digimon when attacking, draw a card. And you had the BT3 one, where if you had jamming, you draw a card when attacking. And then you have the Promo Vmon, where if your Digimon is more than one color when attacking, you draw a card. And the Promo Vmon, I think that was also not a once per turn. I typed in Promo. I gotta look at the Vmon. There you are. Promo Vmon. Yeah, the when attacking on this Vmon is not a once per turn. the draw. Yeah, if you have 2 more colors, draw 1. And then we also have the Demi V, this one from BT12. When attacking once per turn, if you have a green Digimon play, draw 1. That is a once per turn. And then you have the then you have the Demi Vmon from BT3. If this Digimon is jamming, trigger draw 1 when attacking, draw 1 card from deck, also a once per turn. But if you DNA'd, well, some people used to swing with the old EX1 Vmon first, but because we have aces now, you can't really do that anymore. You just have to go into your stack and pray that they don't have an ace. Actually, no, you don't have to pray because Dragon Mode counters it if you have the fighter mode in hand. But there were plenty of other draw cards in the deck. So hitting the Stingmon, I don't think it's going to hinder the deck that much. Sure, it takes out some draw power, but for me, I was only playing 1 copy of this in my deck because the BT12 one was better. I already had enough draw power as it was. And I already had enough searching because you had the BT12 Vmon, you had the BT12 Wormmon, you had the Davis, which gets you a blue and green. You had, if some people do it, I also run Jade Memory Boost in my build, which I really like it. It's probably not necessary, but I like having the extra consistency in the deck to see what I need. So, it doesn't really affect my Imperial Jamon, my build, because I was only running 1 of this guy. But I can understand why they hit it. I'm still surprised that they even still hit it when that was announced. A lot of people said they were probably going to hit the level force from BT12 because of how much it can recycle the memory. Speaking of which, since I have here we go, the BT12 Stingmon. Your turn. Well, this Digimon is impaired. Oh, no, that's not it. That's the inheritable. Here we go. Your turn. When this Digimon with DNA digivolve into a blue Digimon card, gain 1 memory. And then you have the XVmon, which does the exact same thing. There he is right there in the background. And vice versa with the XVmon card from BT12, which does the exact same thing, except it's when you DNA digivolve into a green Digimon card, you gain a memory, and it gave the inheritable jamming. So you're basically constantly recycling it. You're able to, again, if your Pyldramon or your fighter mode gets removed by a card effect, the partition would trigger, depending if you don't lose it. If you're not going up against another blue deck, that would just trash the source. You get the brain back, the 2 of them, and then you just go right back into it and do it again. It made the deck cycle quite a lot and gave you a lot of attack potential OTKing. A lot of people thought that was going to get hit. Those were going to get hit. And then you have the Davis. Ken, not the Searcher one, but is that? Yeah, that's the BT16 one. This one. A lot of people wanted this Tamer to get hit. Starting your main phase, you may play 1 Vmon or Wormmon from your hand without paying the cost, so you get the free play, and then you would normally just drop the BT12 Wormmon or Vmon. You get the search, where you get to add anything with the free trait or Imperial Dramon in name, and a Tamer. With Vmon, it's Davis in name. With Wormmon, it's Ken in name. You're mostly going to be running more Davises than Kens in the deck. But this would, it would cycle itself. Like, this would allow you to search for this Tamer because it has both names, both of them in the name. And then, you can ignore the second part because you're just going to DNA and that resets the Digimon, so you don't have to worry about that effect. Your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a blue or green Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. If DNA digivolving, trash any 3 Digivolution cards from under your opponent's Digimon. If you have multiple, and you don't, it's not top nor bottom 3, it's anything that you get to choose. It's anything you get to choose. So if there's a pesky source on your opponent's Digimon that you don't like them to have, you can trash it. So in order to change the game in your favor, and if you have multiple copies of this specific Tamer out, guess what? If it's not another DNA deck, you're getting rid of all their sources. You're weakening that stack. So a lot of people wanted this Tamer to get hit so much because of how much cycling you can just do with Imperial Dramon, the blue-green version. There's some people tech this in Virus Imperial. I used to, but I just felt like consistency-wise, it doesn't really need it. It really doesn't. All you get from this Tamer, if you're playing this in Virus Imperial, is the free play Wormmon and Vmon. Yeah, that's still nice, but I feel that it's not really. Yeah, it's an extra tech you can throw in, but I feel like the deck is strong enough on its own when you really don't need that tamer. You really don't. Because you mostly want to just keep trashing stuff. You need more cards that you want to use to trash your cards so you can get your setup. And now, of course, the additional cards you need in your hand. And you already have the searching and trashing with the EX3, Wormmon, and Vmon anyway. So, yeah, there's a lot that people wanted this card to get hit. But then again, I think Imperial... well, I take that back when I said now over the recent format, considering we just saw both versions of Imperial at Worlds. So, unless there's some kind of, we get our first emergency ban list, okay, I guess they could do that. But, yeah, so that's the whole new restricted and ban list. So, what didn't get hit? Galaxy Loop. That was something that people wanted to get hit, but it didn't. Very surprised by that. But then again, it's kind of surprising that they didn't hit, but it's kind of not surprising because you need the rookies with Light Claw and Night Fang to, or is it Light Fang, Night Claw? I might have the names of the traits mixed up. But you need those rookies in order to play Grace Nova, but nobody plays Grace Nova anymore. Nobody really plays that anymore because of aces. A lot of people just use that in the engine. And there was a buddy of mine at Locals who was doing that the other day. Oh my goodness, it was the most degenerate board ever. You don't even need to go into Mirage. With Galaxy Engine can just be used, like, for anything. You just have to pick your specific top end with anything that can evolve from red or blue. And you can have probably a very degenerate board for so little memory and recycling. It's just absolutely absurd. I mean, there was no way that they could have banned the pair in Galaxy Loop. So that is one problematic deck engine I can see a lot of people switching over to. And for any Galaxy players that were running Mirage as their top end, they're gonna, well, I mean, you can still run it. You just only have one copy of it now. So now they're gonna have to go into another top end. And there are some pretty strong top ends you can go into with the Galaxy engine. So that could be a very problematic deck in the future before we get BT21 next month, along with the new starter decks. So yeah, that is the entire ban list. So what were your thoughts on it? Do you like what they hit? Do some of you not like? Well, I'm sure some of you don't like what they hit, and some of you are probably just crying in your chair. Some people not. Some people rejoicing in their chairs. Some requests were answered by Bandai that people wanted to happen. Some took people by surprise, and some people are just meh. For me, this ban list doesn't really affect me too much. All I need to change out is just one card. From what, all my decks are unaffected except for one card, which doesn't really hinder the deck too much at all. So I'm okay with this. So it's not bad. Some of these things I predicted, I expected. Some caught me by surprise. But mostly the last three. The last three cards, the promo hybrids and the Stingmon from the starter deck. Those were the three that really caught me off guard. So yeah, hope you guys like the stream and enjoy the new format with the new restrictions that will go into place as of March 28th. And with that, hopefully, I'll catch you guys next time. And circulate the links. I really appreciate it. If you like the stream, if you like some of my content, please help to grow the channel. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and I also have a Discord. If you'd like to join that server, the links, again, are on my Twitch page. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed it. And, oh, wait a minute. I'm not done yet. I forgot about the title of my stream. Let's talk about some Gundam. I almost forgot. Whoops, I almost ended the stream too soon. So let us go to the... Let's close this out. Let's go to the Gundam. Now, there's no ban list for Gundam. Gundam card game. Official website. Hopefully they updated the Gundam website. Let's see. So let's go with news. They've already been updating on social media and the big announcements that they've had for on the World Bandai stream February 21st. No. February 25th. Looks like they haven't really updated. I mean, just the news about the starter decks, you know, because we're going to get those in July, and then there's the main core set we're going to get. Let's see. Let's look at campaign, I guess? Nope, nothing there. Events. No. I guess we could just... No, we're already at products news. Nope, nothing new there. Okay, so let's go with... Gundam card game updates. No. 3 weeks ago. No, we need the most recent. Can we get the most recent info, please? No. Okay, well, we can go to the stream. So let's just go to the YouTube page. Bring this up here. Should be subscribed. There it is. 2 days ago, 3 months ago, videos, make sure. I think 2 days ago? Today's Sunday? Yeah, I guess they were holding the worlds this week. Let's make sure. Well, we're going to mute this because I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. Oh, that's for the demo deck. Hold on. Probably need to go to Discord and look that up because I know there were some links there to it going to the main page. We want announcements. No. Where did I see it? Game news, was it? There we go. Okay. So oh, wait. I'm on the wrong page. I need to go to the Bandai card game channel page. That's what it was. Hold on. Let's just go to the stream. Visit the site. Yes. Close that. Alright, so this is the... I think that's the Digimon section. Yeah, that's the Digimon section. Oh my goodness! They have 2 ruin modes. Oh dear lord, that is atrocious on so many levels. Oh jeez. Okay, I'll have to watch the rest of that later. Digimon. We have the Gundam. Here we go. Here's the Gundam section. So we have the Gundam battle. We have some red cards there, showing what they can do. Here we go. All right, so here's the news. So we have the starter decks and our first core booster set coming out in July. And then they just announced the release for the remaining products of the year. So we have a new starter deck coming out in September. And we have another one, our 6th starter deck, coming out in October. And that same month, we're going to get our second set. Wow, that is quite a gap. July to September, that's 3 months. And then we have, I mean, between booster sets, wow. Yeah, 3 months. I mean, I'll take it. That's fine. I mean, it beats, you know. I mean, I'll take 3-month gaps between formats instead of just like every 2 months. I prefer a longer format. I prefer that. I know people will probably get tired of a specific meta, but it'll give more people time to experiment with decks, I suppose. So, and then we have the new starter decks. We have 7, 8, and 9 coming out in the winter of 2025, 2026. I doubt they would release all of them 2 months after this, so it would probably come out at the beginning of next year. Oh wait, oh that's not a story. Oh, that's the third set. So my guess is we'll probably get the starter decks. I mean, if they are going with a 3 month gap, 2 to 3 month gap, I'm gonna say we're probably gonna get these around probably January. The starter decks maybe in December, and then we get the next set in January or February. So it could be. This probably might not come until the start of next year. These could probably come out at the tail end. So really hard to predict when they're going to do that. But I'm losing my voice here. Ugh. That's better. So yeah, let's see, and then we're just gonna scroll a little more. I think there's an yes. Password G-Quux. That is the announcement for the starter deck 6 Clan Unity. G-Quux, the newest Gundam series, is joining the game. I did see it in theaters. It was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was a nice new direction that they're taking with it. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. The design seemed pretty cool, along with some callbacks. Really, really cool stuff. I guess I need to increase my vocabulary. I'm saying cool so much. So that was the other big announcement. So that's what's going to be our another starter deck. I need to skip a little ahead here. Let's see. We have and the Gundam World Championships confirmed. Because it's the start of the game. We're gonna have it. So I might have to drop Digimon to play this because I am definitely more of a Gundam fan than I am a Digimon fan. Digimon's just for nostalgia, but Gundam is life. Let's see, and then going into more info here. So we have Grant World Championships. So we're gonna have. I can't read any of this. Maybe if do I have the captions on? So we're just gonna play it. Tournaments, then going into nationals. That we have. Okay, let's see. Different regions, and then we have worlds. Celebrating today, right? March Nationals is usually in January, so it's going to be a very, very, very quick timeline that we see here to make sure all these events are happening. Yeah, Bandai is really, really amping it up with how many card games they dish out. If we get ready for some time, ready to travel and play some Gundam. All right, so it's probably gonna be the same like all the other Bandai card games that they do. They're gonna have their, you play and you get your pass or whatever in order to enter the championships and all that. So you have the regionals, you have the nationals, and then you have the grand finals. All that, and is that let's see. And then of course the full game will come out in July, so 3 months from now, and I think is that it? I believe that might be it. And I think this is what is this now? What section is this? Is this the One Piece? Oh, that's the One Piece section. Unfortunately, I don't play One Piece. So, yeah, that's basically it for that. So, yeah. Alrighty. Alright, now, again, that's all the news for Gundam that I have in regarding to the Gundam card game coming out. And then G-Quux is going to come out next month when they start broadcasting the series. From what I understand, I'm not sure if it's just Japan or if they're going to do it all regions. I'm gonna have to double check on it for any updates. It's gonna be streamed on Amazon Prime, so if you're a Prime member, go check that out when Gundam G-Quux releases in April. And as for updates for the card game, I'm definitely leaning towards the Gundam or the first starter deck with Witch from Mercury and the original 0079 series. Because I love Universal Century. I love 1 Year War. Personal favorite timeline. And Gundam Seed deck. I definitely want to play that. So I'm not sure how I feel about the Gundam Wing deck and the Xeon Rush deck. So although it is red, and we didn't get red in the beta, so waiting to see how that comes out. Oh, that's right. There's going to be the demo decks. The demo decks are coming out, so I need to go back to the. They haven't released anything on the Bandai TCG app yet. In regards to that, I think they announced. Ugh, really, you're making me do this. Let's see. Events. We're gonna get a demo event coming up, so they're gonna release more stuff. Gundam Base Mobile. No. Okay, well, apparently it's not there. But, let's look at products. Nope, they haven't updated anything yet. Well, there's going to be a demo deck coming out. I'm not sure about all the contents. Some of the new stuff they revealed is we're going to get Sinanju, one of our first red cards. We're going to get Gira Zulu. We're going to get, Mobius Zero, which is a white card for the seed deck. So they've only revealed a few cards, and I'm guessing probably the rest of the cards might be from the beta edition, maybe with different artworks. Who knows? But yeah, so that being said, there's all the updates we have for 2 card games that I enjoy because I don't play One Piece. I strongly apologize. Mostly I'm just trying to start covering Gundam and Digimon TCGs because I like both. I need to start working on my beta deck to see what I can build and find some locals because I heard some stores in my area might be actually holding locals. So yeah, so that's gonna be super duper happy fun time. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and again, keep circulating links when you can. So I really want to grow my content in the channel. So I hope you guys enjoy it so I can keep bringing you awesome Gundam and Digimon info. And maybe other stuff too, if I'm able to throw that in there. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed it. And good luck in the new Digimon format. Peace.